It's time for another collab with another amazing creator. So stay tuned if you want to see who I'm doing a collab with this time, along with some fun setups, some advanced ones. What's up, everyone? This is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning. And if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas, and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. So it's time for another collab I'm doing with Stacy, and please find all her information in the description below, and her video will also be linked below. And we're both using two great sticker books, the Chicly Lined and the Winter Love sticker books from Live Love Posh. So we have this collection that I wanted to use, and as you can see, I've not used the sticker book much. And I always like to combine different themes and collections from various shops, various sticker books. So all of those are what I normally like to do. And I would also like to see how I can weave in this particular collection from the Chicly line. And I had to change my plans a bit around because I wanted to combine both, but then again, I did not want to have like a full solid winter theme going on and not a full floral theme going on. So that was kind of my idea. And I also had lots of fun ideas that I wanted to do, but again, you can do only one combination, right? So that's where my struggle is. And when you check out Journal Say, these ice, not the ice, the snowflakes are from Journal Say. And my code Priya can earn you 8% off at Journal Say. And I also have my scissors and tweezers and all that from Journal Say. And I have my Gyro Cut Pro and my self-healing cutting mat and all my usual tools out. And the glue tape is also from Journal Say. My code Priya10 can earn you 10% off at Live Love Posh, Archer Olive, where my journal is from. And this is a lot of my washi tapes from Live Love Posh. And I'm not sure what is available when you go shopping, but definitely check out the shops. And I'm just keeping that aside, but still within reach. And let's now get to the pages, And I'm also grabbing my paper clip from Journal Say, took out a couple of sticker books from Mojo Jojo Plans, which I had within reach. And Priya10 can earn you 10% off at Mojo Jojo Plans also if you're looking for functional stickers. And again, as you can see, I have used a lot of these in my winter wedding setup. This is the last one I have here, and this is the subscription box from Plannything. And to my understanding, that is still available, and that affiliate link in the shop is linked below. No discount codes apply on the current subscription boxes, but for everything else, my discount code can save you some change. So we will get started from the front, and I will also bring in some of the floral vines for at the top. And this turned out to be very, very different. Again, I don't like to plan way too much in advance about the details of this setup I'm going to do, but I end up using pretty much everything I had planned on for the most part. And this month, regarding the collab, Stacy has been on my list for a long, long time. And since I had a lot of things that I was juggling, it did take me a few weeks to finally reach out to her, and she agreed right away, so I was excited. And I love Stacy's channel. She is really, really creative. And if you have not checked out her channel, please do so. And please go subscribe to her channel. Drop her a lovely word of encouragement. Who wouldn't love that, right? And for me personally, I like her sticker journal setups, which are like a Bujo style, but not quite. She does include some Dutch doors, some interactive elements, some pull-out cards, some pocket folders, all of those fun elements that you can bring to have some interactive elements in your setup. And this is going to be the tropical set, if I'm not mistaken. And this has a solid washi and a striped washi, both in the same set. And this was one of the older washi sets that had come out. And let me also know what you have watched from Stacy, if you have been a subscriber on her channel, and what you like best about her spreads. And again, she also does not do a lot of pre-planning. I mean, she does use a lot of kits and such, and she does include a lot of the elements that are part of the sticker kits, which I normally don't do, but which is great because if you are, I think, even if you are in the US, you do have a lot more pocket friendly options in sticker kits. And this is the first Dutch door I'm cutting out. And let's see, let's bring a couple of those smaller elements for the bottom part. And then we can have that. Yeah. So our first Dutch door is ready. How about that? Just trim off the excess going off the page, and that is our first page. And that's a good starting point. I sometimes start from the front and work my way all the way back, but sometimes I start in the back and then I work my way to the front. It all depends on the actual setup or the stickers I have chosen to go for the theme. And this it was one of the recent releases from Live Love Posh. It came in 2025 for sure. And this is the next side of the Dutch doors. And this is, yeah, that is, it need not be the exact same thing. It just needed to match the shape that we had going on. And this is the girl in a different orientation, and that's exactly what works best for Dutch doors. And this is the next page, almost done. So I like to keep it as symmetrical as possible. And this is the back side. Again, I'm using my gyro cut, the older gyro cut, with a slightly blunter blade to cut the washi tape because I do not want to cut into the actual pages of the journal. And I will be using the GyroCut Pro, which is the orange one, the newer one, with a very versatile, sharper blade. And that will be for the actual Dutch doors. And don't you worry, I have linked all the products I possibly can find, even if they're not the exact same. I will try my best to link the exact same products, but if at all I can't, I will have a very similar product linked for you. And that will be all available for you. And I even have a tutorial if you want to check out how the gyro cut can be used. If you're a total beginner and you like all the fancy things I do with the gyro cut or the gyro cut pro, it's the same concept. You can cut through a lot more materials with the GyroCut Pro, and that's the only difference. It's a much more versatile blade. Both of them have a 360 degrees swivel, and for paper projects, just a GyroCut would be just enough. And you see how I'm building the layers here. And there is a house in the distance, and we have the woodlands. It could be like the end of winter and the starting of spring. It could be somewhere in that general area. So that's why you see all of these combinations with the different elements. And I thought that was a different look altogether. And we have all of these elements that can be combined in various ways to pull it all together. If you have not checked out my channel, if you're here from Stacy's channel, for example, if you have not come across my channel ever before, I would really, really hope that you like what you see, you like my creative process, and you like my style of decorating. And that's again a very smart way of discovering new creative folks. I have lots of fun setups on my channel, lots of creative Dutch doors, and a lot of horizontal and vertical setups, because people tend to ask for more horizontal inspiration. And so I'm trying to include more of those, but sometimes when I'm on a time crunch, I think I resort to the vertical Dutch doors. And that is the next part. And let's see, it is just a matter of doing a puzzle, right? It's similar to that. You pick the shape, and that, for the most part, I like to go with whatever I have done for the front part, because then I don't have to worry too much about matching the shapes or the sizes or anything. But sometimes the designs are slightly different, and with the different orientation, because it's not the exact same sticker, you need it in the inverted or the flipped versions. So that is why we need such elements. And if you have the exact same sticker, it might be a bit of a task matching the shape in its entirety, but it's fine. And these, it could be wolves or dogs. Could be dogs, yeah. I like to think that they are dogs. And if you are a dog person and you know what breed of dogs these are, please let me know in the comments. I sadly am not a dog person, so I'm not sure. I think it is a husky, but I'm not sure. If you know what breed this dog is, please let me know in the comments. There's always something new to learn. And let's have some logs of wood also alongside. And that just pulls the spread together. Yes. And that is everything on that side. And let's see. I might need some smaller components also, but I thought the stack of logs with that lantern on there would be better for that space. So the butterfly can go at the top, and yeah, that looks better. Yeah, that looks way better. And yes, so that's our second Dutch door done. And then we have, I really wanted to use that floral part, and I start with a butterfly, but I will switch that out for another bigger component very soon. And that is, yeah, I think the butterfly comes out. And I like when we can do so with not much of an issue, right? And that is going to be part of the next Dutch door setup. And I would also like to bring in that window. Which of the windows should I go for? I think I'll pick this window. Yeah, I think I'll pick this window. And this just sits at the top right there. And I'm keeping a bit of a gap so that we can really bring in those smaller ones. And I think that candle with those floral vines are just perfect for that space. And let me know if you have these sticker books and which collections you have already used, if you have this, and what you would have done or which collections you would have chosen if you were to pick a combination between these two sticker books. I'm just curious to know because everybody is different and everybody thinks differently. So it was a bit of a confusing game because there were so many elements I wanted to bring in, and then it did not want I did not want it to overpower everything that we were doing. So this is our next one, and yeah, that's the next one. That floral wine with the rose and the mug is perfect for that space. And let's just fill in that trail before we can cut around the elements. And I think that's good enough. And that looks good. So let us now get to the cutting part. And I might also add in a couple more elements at the top, and we can call it a page, and we could switch out the elements later as well. And you see me switching between the two sticker books, and that's what happens when you have more than one that you want to use. And I think let's get to the Dutch door now. Moving the cutting mat is always, that's a decision that I like to have or take rather once I have the whole setup perfected. Again, I don't like to think too much about what I'm going to do, but I have a starting point. And if you've been watching me for some time, you know how I like to let that creativity flow. And on to the next Dutch door setup. And I will do the page on the back as well. And I will see you in a bit. So now you have that page entirely decorated, and I wanted to bring in these snowflakes in both of these colors. It is a set of pink, and yeah, I'm just making sure I pick various sizes to go with the elements, and I also have it in a green shade, so the exact same shape. That's in a different shade, that's all. So I'm going with this set of stickers, and then I'm just lining it up. Let's just have the clip moved a bit so that I can work on the space. And this is going to be the first or the front part of the whole setup. And I will also like to see where I need to place it, because I just want a small peaking effect with these snowflakes. And this one, I will link all the names in the description for you so that it gets easier to track it down. And I know there is a lot of products that come with the shop, and it's a tough one when it comes to narrowing down a few that you want to buy. But the good thing is, over a certain amount, they ship international for free. So it's a no-brainer that these are very inexpensive set of things that they have in the store, and you can go shopping and you get lots of items for a very small amount. And that is our next Dutch door. And I love all the details on these snow flurries or snowflakes. So that's why I thought I wanted to include that in our setup. So first I was not sure if these colors would match, but when I put them right next to the sticker books, I think the elements went really well. And this is going to be the next part, and this will be the last Dutch door in here. And I will also be doing a peekaboo window, because you know what, yeah, I like to challenge myself once in a while. And the peekaboo windows I've done using a variety of mediums, and I sometimes use the frames that come with all the, like the sticker packs and the PET flakes and ephemera, whatever you want to call them. So I'm taking out my next layer, which will be this big sticker, and I think, yeah, I think that's where it can stay right in the middle, and it does come off without much trouble. And this is that sticker with a bit of ripped paper from the page. And I don't think that was such a big issue, but yeah, it did end up very clean even after that casualty. And let me know if you have watched any of Stacy's video and what you like most about her channel and her creativity. Is it her style? Is it the variety of products that she uses, as in different planners, different journals? She has a good mix on her channel. And let me know if you have already, or if you are already a subscriber of Stacy, or if you will be going to her channel through mine, because you are one of my supporters. And I would love all of my folks, everybody is hopping over from my channel, to let her know that you came from my part of the YouTube world, and that you are being sent over by Priya. That would be really sweet, because all of us would love to know how people find us. And even as a creator, content creator, I also would love to hear where my folks are from, right? And in such a competitive world, and it's a wide world out there in the world of YouTube and creators, And it just does not surprise me that we get lost, right? And we don't get to see creators that we would love watching, and we know we would once we discover them. So these collabs are just great ways of discovering like-minded folks, creative folks who are just out there and we didn't know. That's it. So I love to do the monthly collabs, and I do have my next few months all lined up. So I'm always curious to do collabs because everybody's styles are different, and we are so blessed to be surrounded by so many creative folks. So this is the Winter Allure sticker book, which is from last year, 2024 winter, or 2024 December, I should say. And I'm bringing in some quotes from there because these two sticker books did not have any quotes. So I want to have that pop of black. So that is why I'm bringing in an older one. And I thought that being the latest winter one, other than these ones, because that's from last winter. And I know that that was one of the chunkier sticker books. So it did have quotes. I remember that much. And this is some additional elements that I can use to fill some of the remaining white space. And let's get to some of these line art florals because that really helps to pull the spread together. If you like to see such fun setups, such creative ideas to try, then please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and you turn on the bell notification as well so that you can be sure you do not miss out on any of my videos coming. I have some fun ideas that I have in mind. I have a running list of video ideas that I like to keep in my social media planner. And if you would like to see my planner setup, my lineups, and all of that, the entire setup is up on my channel. If you are more of a planner, a functional planner, I have the Laurel Denise planner that is quite a functional one. And this time, for the first time ever, I'm using a dot grid planner, a coil bound one from Archer and Olive, and that is also turning out to be really fun and creative. And I don't have to worry about what mediums I use in them because the paper quality is just amazing. And let's get working on the left side of the entire setup. And I do not want to have that. Yeah, that is perfectly lined up, and that's exactly what I was hoping to achieve. And let us see. Yeah, I think that will make more sense. Those scraps are perfect at the top right corner. And those woodland scenes with the fire logs are so spot on. It looks like a nice wintry forest. Would you agree? And how is your weather lately where you're at in your neck of the woods? Hope the weather is not too bad. And for the other side, let me just grab the green pack with the exact same flakes. I will pick elements that are just the same but in a green tone. And I think that is everything that we need. And once I have this page all set up, then I realize that I need something with an interactive element, and that is when I end up doing the for Dutch door and a peekaboo window. And you will see the open and the closed versions of the windows or the Dutch doors. And that's the details on these are just perfect. Can you see? I'll just zoom it in a bit closer. And this is the next set of snowflakes that I'm completing that Dutch door with. And once I had this laid out too, then I realized that I needed, yeah, well, because it looked too plain, and I like to have some kind of interesting elements there. And let's see. I want at least a part of it to be visible from the other side once the page is turned. Yeah. And we also need quotes for the left page. And now what? We will have some of the line art elements, and I think that house can be right there, but I'm not sure we need such a bigger component, such a big component that I think I'll pick one of the vertical houses, and maybe, yeah, that window can go up at the top corner. Yeah, I think that's perfect. And you like how do you see how perfectly it lines up, because there are the flurries and then you have the wintry scene outside, and we have the bicycle also, and this is starting to come together but not quite. Do you agree? And if you like to see setups or sneaks rather, even if they don't quite get YouTube videos, please make sure you follow me on IG. And let's add some more of those wood chips and the wood logs and all that, which are just perfect for all those corners and edges. And yeah, I think that does line up perfectly, and that's what I really like. And let's grab another quote for the left page. And I think that does sit perfectly there. Yeah, that's beautiful. And now what? Do we need maybe one of those flakes which can sit in two different places, and then just bring in that fun element also for the left page? And maybe we will move that coat a bit. And that is, yeah, that is so pretty. And because it's a paler pink, I think that coat actually pops against it. So it's really beautiful. And let's see. Let me know if you have any other setups that you would love to see from me moving forward in 2026. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you have been following me for a while, you know how I like to mix things up, bring in some fun components, and let me know how you are liking this so far. And now I think it dawns on me that I need to do some peekaboo windows. So I'm doing a small fold right there so that those snowflakes are just behind that. And then we will come and do something else. And I'm using my bone folder to make that a crisp line. And I love that. And it just looks very simple from outside, but when you start turning the page, you will see how fun that was. And let us see, I'm going to add a small outline or drawing a small box so that we can get started with the cutting. And I like to do it because you have a better sense of what is the exact area you want to be cut. out, and I'm using the washi cutter from Live Love Posh. That's a metal one, and I have the Fisker ceramic trimmer, and I don't think I pressed it quite hard, and that's why some of the edges are just not perfect. Just going back to take off that small bit of paper there, and this is what you see when you have the window like so. And we will now use maybe one of the black and white washi sets, because I just don't want the colors to clash with what we have going on. And we have this set, which would look better. Let me see. Testing out all the tapes that I thought would look best with this design. And I think, yeah, the decision was easy, right? The last one looks best. So let's take off the rest, and then we will get decorating on the actual window, and you will see how it just starts coming together. What do you think? Do you like this idea? I'm just going with a very simple process here. As you can see, you can really see all the fine details, and I thought that was something I get asked about. So I thought I will just do a closer view this time. And with such versatile washi tapes, it is so easy to have a peekaboo window like this. And even if you don't have any proper ephemera kind of windows, you can, how hard was this? You saw how I did that, right? So just, that was one window all done. And now let's do it the same thing on the other side. And it should be all done within no time. And I love that pop of green right next to the black washi tape, because it just brings life into all that. With black has that advantage. Do you agree? You put that against any of the other colors and everything starts looking better. Do you agree? Have you felt the same way? And this is the last side for our Dutch door. And if you leave the Dutch door open, you will have the different elements that you can see. So we will come and do some decoration behind there. Okay. Do you agree, or should I have just left it as such? Just let me know in the comments. I thought I will use the line art florals instead of the winter elements for the space inside the windows, because we already have a lot of loud elements that are just there using the wintry stuff. So I think the softer line art stuff would be better. And this is our winter lure, and why don't we just bring in another one of those quotes? The winter warmth can be used there, and I'm not sure we have space for such a big butterfly if we do it that way. And moving the elements a bit around before I can, yeah, but I wanted that entire coat to be visible, so let's just move things around. Again, that's the problem when I go to the page underneath and then move the elements around, then it gets a bit off centered or off the space that I want it to be. And this is, yeah, I think that's pretty much there. And it's just a matter of repositioning it to the correct window. And I think I will switch out the butterfly for a smaller one because that's all the space we have for now. And maybe one of those vines as well. Yeah. And I think she in the sense a butterfly can sit right there, and I might add a couple of boxes as well, just to pull it all together. And let's see, let's bring this window right there. And I will also, because we need something even when we look through the other window, and I would rather have it match with what we have on the other page. And I'm just trimming off that last bit of uneven paper sticking out of the peekaboo window. And the winter allure actually has lots of these books or boxes rather. So I'm bringing in colors which coordinate with everything we have going on. And I think some of these tones are also helpful in balancing some of the brighter colors. And as you can see, I thought I had used this book really well, but looks like a lot of the functional boxes are still intact. And this is going to be our next one. And we will have the next cluster with that teacup and the butterfly there. So that I think came out pretty easily. And we have a couple more clusters to finish, and then we will be done. And let me know how you like the setup. Do you like it with the boxes or just prefer to not have boxes at all? Everybody is different. And if at all you do like boxes, do you have decorations on them or do you just leave it as such? Because everybody is different, and some people just do not have boxes in their journals. That's totally up to you. And we are going with another line with the washi tape there, and I thought I'm just there to balance some of that pinkness. And that just comes really handy when you have a scene and then you're trying to make everything cohesive. And I did make some changes at the very end. So in the final pictures, you will see both versions where I take off that snowflake and add some other elements in the space of that. Or do you prefer it with the snowflakes, the pink snowflakes on the left page? And that will be part of the final flip through and the images at the very end. And that is going to be pretty much our decorations all done. And we will go ahead and add some final touches, adding some smaller butterflies and vines, some of the other small components that are needed to complete the spread. And that's how I am sometimes. I do a kind of a flip through once I think I'm done. And then I'll have more places to add or take off stickers. So that is what really pulls the spread together. Some of those finishing touches that are really crucial in pulling everything together. And with this one, yeah, it did not make sense that we have some of these wood chips and the pine cones and all that right next to that window. So I end up bringing in that girl, which I think made more sense. And she can stand right there on that box. And I think that did help pull it together pretty well. And we will also have some of the wines to help with some of the boxes that are looking too plain. And don't forget to check out Stacey's video, which is linked below. And please make sure that you are subscribed to her channel. And you please drop her a small note, something positive, and also let her know that you came over from Priya's channel. And I'm bringing in my distress oxide as a final step before I can call it a spread. And I'm using the salty ocean, which works great for those wintry touches, those wintry blues, just going around that line of stickers in the woodland scene. And I'm going to do the same thing with all the other pages, just a small dusting of that wintry look. And I'm going with all the I would really like to just quickly dab and call it a day. I have full tutorials on how you can get started with distress oxides also, if you are somebody who's keen on doing that. And I have the do's, the don'ts, what you need to be careful of, because I do get asked what they're doing wrong when they have the ink smearing all over the place. And as you can see, I'm dabbing off all that excess ink on the scrap piece of paper before I get to the actual page in the journal. So that really takes off a lot of the ink. And sometimes I think that closer to a house or a building, you need a slightly darker tone. So that's why I'm just letting that go. But yeah, that will be the finishing touch. And let me know if I should have skipped the distress oxide fully or just left it how I end up with it. Let me know. And I will also come and add some finishing touches. And this is our kind of the final spread, and that is going to be, yeah, that girl also need a slight dusting there. And let me know how you like this. And please come follow me on Instagram if you haven't by now. And please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and you turn on the bell notification as well, so that you can be sure you do not miss out on any of that coming. And let's see, let's make some final touches. And please find all the sticker books I'm using, including the names of sticker flakes or whatever, and all that useful information you need to get shopping. And thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to check out Stacey's video, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.